everyone. My name is Michael Del Signore, and I'm the National Contact Center Specialist at Intelisys. I hope everyone's well. I'm excited to be here today. I'm actually having a sit down with the founder and CEO of UJET, Anand. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. Thanks, Michael, for having me here.
No, hey, I appreciate you. I appreciate you being here today. So listen, I've been in the contact center space for many years, right? And I've seen a lot of vendors, suppliers come and go into CCaaS. You know, some are doing well, some are not doing so well. I have to say, UJET making a lot of noise in the CCaaS space. And I'm just excited to know, why is all this excitement around UJET? I'm hearing so many good things about it. I'm seeing the marketing on social media, right? Talking to different people. I have some of our partners even asking about UJET. So what is the excitement there?
Firstly, thanks for the kind words. I think it's a couple of things. Firstly, for a broad sector like CCaaS to have this amount of excitement about something, it has to be a big change. This is not a linear change, right? It's a big step function change. And although there are elements of user experience, scale, reliability, architecture, and fail-safes, the biggest one, the most striking one, is the user experience. UJET is a SaaS company that provides a very customer-centric and cloud-native platform. We have really approached the problem, why people hate customer support, in a very human and user interaction manner. So I think everyone can relate to this. The way we communicate with our friends and family today is visually and contextually. We don't think about, oh, should I call them? Should I send a text message? Should I do a WhatsApp? Should I do a group message? The ability that your one device, most of the time a smartphone or even a computer, can do all of these has really defined the way two humans interact today. Now, if you take those two same humans and put them into a support conversation and pretty much dumb down their senses, because the platform that they're communicating over and interacting over is very limited and has a very unidimensional capability, that is a recipe for failure.
You know, you hit on a good point, because as you know, we talk about that CX, you hear that thrown around a lot, customer experience. And of course, that's what this is all about. But you touched on that agent experience, right? The user experience. And I know in previous companies, when I was managing telephony for a couple of the big banks, some of the agent experience, I mean, it was terrible, right? A lot of companies are focused now through that agent experience because they've realized, you know, that's just as important. So
yeah, I mean, you're basically, they're your ambassadors for that particular support call or query. You have trained them, skilled them for that particular measure. So why are you dumbing down their senses with a kind of taking an approach that you're using yesteryear software and software toolkits that haven't really adapted to the wireless cloud, to the digital native, and the mode of communication for them outside of their workspace. So that is extremely important, and it needs consumer DNA for someone to build that. So not having baggage from an on-prem, not rewriting an on-prem technology is also important, why UJET has been able to come at this from a very consumer-centric angle.
But I mean, you still offer all the other CCaaS features, you know, obviously intelligent IVR, of course, all call routing, omni-channel, workforce management, and some of these other features that, you know, that are also included, right? So
yeah, so one of our primary ways of approaching user experience is a soft landing approach. So we don't want to go in and say, like, look, guys, everyone is using a smartphone. That is the only way you communicate. That would be wrong, right? So you want to adapt to behaviors, and then you want to enhance them. So if you've seen our demo on how we take a very typical traditional IVR call and then transform that with SMS, blended SMS and digital channel steering, that really strikes the note, right? That is when people are like, okay, I'm still going with the same route and connection point that I'm used to, but I see that the company has put in work into the consumer experience that I can extend that in ways that it come naturally to communicate with me.
But tell me about your support and implementation, because again, a lot of people kind of, I don't want to say they forget about it, but they kind of, you know, they're worried about and focus on that technology. But then, you know, as you know, regardless of how good the technology is, if the implementation is poor, and I'm putting my project management hat on, if the implementation is poor, I don't care who that company is. I'll
Right.
probably never deal with them again.
We're taking people that are digitally acquainted, but also have muscle memory of utilizing a very high velocity operation, and then taking that into a recipe for success. So going through these steps of implementation, we don't go for a one size fits all approach. We go with an approach where, like, okay, we try and understand what is the most critical part of the pain point today, and target that to be onboarded and implemented ASAP, because that is hurting your business, that's hurting your bottom line. Your project managers, program managers, product managers are kind of sounding an alarm. But then not leaving it as a patchwork, not leaving it as a band-aid, like, oh, you just need remote agents, let's just do that part. Going the full step, a full kind of range of implementation, but understanding what's most critical to be changed today. And then going into the web experience, then going into the IVR experience, then going into the app experience, then going into an experience where, like, okay, these are the tools that you need to have out of the box integrations with. One of the things that you mentioned earlier in your point is that agents have several different windows open and they're just flustered where to look and how to look. They put customers on hold. And again, customer gets frustrated the more and more they're put on hold. So content unification, and then making sure that if there's a CRM or case management system, how does this get rendered in just one source of truth?
So let me ask you, I know we're coming down to the end here, but as far as, is there, in your observation, is there any particular business vertical that would fit your product?
So we're very horizontal. The beauty of customer support is that everyone is a customer in some shape or form. And every now and then something goes wrong. And then that shouldn't be the moment of churn, which is what we focus on, right? It's reducing the cognitive distance between the company and the user. That's how both are successful.
Anand, thank you. Thank you very much for your time. I really enjoyed our conversation. And for our listeners out there, if you want to hear more and find out more about UJET, please go to My Intelisys. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me direct.